day to you. Think I was making like a fox house or something? I don't know. I don't really care. When was the last time I streamed, like, honestly? I think it was a while ago. But we can work on the interior of this today. Well, hello, puppy dog. I have a puppy dog on my bed now. Staring up at me with beautiful brown eyes. She likes scritches. She wants to play on the computer. She actually does that quite a lot, where she'll just jump up onto my computer, tap on the keyboard. School's been going pretty good, honestly. Like, I think it's been like 2 weeks? Question mark? Yes, hello, dog. Here's your attention. Hello. I'm giving the dog attention. She wants the attention. Okay. Ow. Jeez Louise. Right. School's been going pretty good. Pretty easy classes, honestly. I think literally the hardest class I have is band, which is not that hard. So this is pretty nice. Obviously, don't tell my teacher that I find her class easy, but it's pretty nice, honestly. What did I do? Oh, good. Oh, goodness gracious. No, no. There we go. Theater has been going pretty good as well. Just honestly. I have had a couple of tests, but they're like really easy. It's just like, what is this called? You know? Talking about the general space in your auditorium or theater or whatever you want to call it. Some places have like an honest to God theater. Mine kinda does. Kinda not really. It's a theater with a stage and curtains and all the different parts, but the seating is terrible. It's tiny. It is tiny. Cannot stress that enough. Where are these paintings? Here it is. Oh. What? Jeez. What's that? So I'm guessing it's only these two options. That's a good picture. Who wouldn't love to have that on their TV screen? Is that weird? Just having the dog painting. Is there anything like longer? Apparently. Ah! My computer's still booting up. Like, come on, man. That was so 2 minutes ago. So 2 minutes ago. Jeez Louise. Stop it. Thank you. All of these are like perfect proportions. I don't want perfect proportions. There we go. A little bit better. Okay, I'm gonna admit something real quick. I've never watched Stranger Things. One of the scenes that we're doing in class is from Stranger Things, and I honestly don't think I ever will watch Stranger Things because it is terrifying. Like, the scene we're doing is just very basic. It's like Dr. Brenner and Henry, I think his name is. I say his name like 7 times a day or more, so I should know this, but I don't. That's a lot of. Can I have the raccoon? The raccoon was kind of cute. Yeah, that one. I want the raccoon. Or the panda. Whatever you want to call it. Then I'm gonna see if there's any stairs. Not stairs, walls. These are walls. See, that looked kind of nice, doesn't it? Just a little bit. There we go. See, that's pretty. And then buttons, 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 buttons. Buttons, 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 buttons. Let's do some bamboo. 'Cause it matches potatoes. It matches potatoes. It goes on the consoles. That's kinda creepy. There we go. See something just a little bit cute? This can be our living room space. We're also doing like Elf Junior songs. So I'm specifically doing Never Fall in Love with an Elf, which is a little bit challenging. Just a bit. See, this is good, right? You can still see like right here and like right here. That's pretty good, right? Right. And so like for our auditions, we only really have to do like 32 bars. So like my song starts at and so a row of self-help books, If you just wanted to listen to the song, there you go. It's beautiful. Very beautiful. Line my bedroom shelf, but there's one rule those books forgot. Never fall in love with an elf. I don't know if that's like the full lyrics or not though. I kind of just lose it after that. Which isn't good. But we're getting there. You know? Just patience. I need a bit of patience. Oh, jeez Louise. See, that's pretty. Kind of. If you really look at it. I just kind of feel like it needs more roof support. Like, if I were, like, actually in this house, I would be worried about the roof coming down. I would be worried about the roof coming down. So this is what I'm going to do. Just really quick. I'm also going to make a kitchen, like, quite fast. Like, over here isn't bad. It isn't bad, so I think I'm just gonna stick with that decision, actually. If I can find the shulker boxes, that'd be great. Where are you? There they are. Refrigerator. Then we have our smokers. All the way to the ceiling, because why not? And there is a lot going on with this house. Just a little bit. Too much, actually. And we need a pressure plate to go as a cutting table. Maybe birch, actually. I know, nobody likes birch. I like birch. Okay, deal with it. Two, three. My audition song is now stuck in my head, which I guess is good from that standpoint, but it's a little bit annoying. You know, just a little bit. Come in, you have a living room, you have a kitchen. What else do we need? Do we need like stairs? I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make stairs. I said so. You're gonna be hearing a lot of that today. Just a lot of it. So buckle up, folks. You're gonna be hearing a lot of because I said so today. Our freshmen are actually pretty good today. Like this year, the freshmen are actually pretty good. We've replaced a lot of our seniors, honestly. Just that's the facts. Is that we had like 5, 6 seniors leave us, and then we got like 9 freshmen. So we actually made a profit of some sorts. I'm gonna cut that off like right there. The holidays will seem bittersweet while lying alone in bed. How can one girl ever compete with a magic fat guy and a flying sled? Go ask 100 single girls from here to Philadelphia. They'll say it's clear as day, you're in for sleepless nights if you date a guy that has a thing for tights. That's just what the lyrics say. I'm sorry. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. That's what the lyrics say, and that's what I'm gonna sing. So whatever. We've got a couple of like good songs in like the band stuff. Just considering. We also did a kind of interesting thing in English class where we did an Enneagram test or whatever. Basically personality test, but it was interesting. It said that I'm a loyalist. And I'm not entirely sure what that means. Oh gosh. I'm honestly not entirely sure what that means. Like, it said that trust is very important to me, which I guess that's technically true, but reality check, who likes people not holding up their end of the deal? Who likes it when you can't trust the person you're talking to? Who likes it when you can just always expect the person that you're helping to be a good for none? Who likes that? I'll tell you who. Nobody. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes it when they can't trust the person they're talking to. So to say that trust is my personality is, I would say, faulty. Like, yes, it is important to me, but it should be important to everyone. Just personal opinion of some sorts. It says, clear as a jingle bell, if you're a single, then don't fall in love with an elf. I'm going to add a whole bunch of barrels here. Just like all the barrels right here. Then brewing stands, I'd say we need like 3. I guess 4, because that's what I have room for. I have room for 4, so I'm going to make 4. Very easy lighting mechanic. There we go. really? Like, really? Ugh. Fine, I'll deal with it, but I don't like it. I'm kind of sad that you can't, like, plant carrots in a flower pot or plant potatoes in a flower pot, at least in the game. Certainly you can in real life. I think this is a pretty good start. Then, of course, we have, like, this very long, very apparently wet staircase. It's like a nature, I think. Boop 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 boop. Mm-hmm. 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 There's a thousand things I wish that I could be. There's a thousand talents every day I see. There's a lot of things I find in my imagination. There's a lot of things that I would take. It doesn't mean that I don't appreciate what I have. If I were someone else, I'd wish for me again. It's not that I want another option. It's not that I don't care. I can't say what I want, I just know what I want's not there. Have you guys ever played Resort Empire? Like, genuine question. It's actually a pretty good game. Like, reality is, it's actually a pretty good game. Something else that I think is pretty good is a TV show. You know, people talked about Bluey a lot, but honestly, I haven't seen enough reviews about Chip and Potato. Chip and Potato is a really good show. There are a few concerns my parents have about it, specifically about Potato, the Snuggly. I will show you a picture if I can find one, Because like I said, it's not exactly popular. It's probably going to show me like a bag of chips. No, it's not. It's actually showing me the actual images. It's a really cute show. There's a lot of I want to be independent. There is a lot of I'm in kindergarten. I'm supposed to be a grown up now. I can do all these different things by myself. I don't need my parents to help me. I don't need my brother to help me. I can do grown up things too. And then there's also a very big childlike factor to it as well. Oh, I didn't see that episode yet. Uh, just saw a whale and I was like, I don't know this character. Okay. But can I say Mr. Diggledy? Mr. Diggledy. I think his name is Mr. Diggerty. It's Mr. Diggerty, and he says Diggledy. Okay, Diggerty says Diggledy. Okay. Mr. Diggerty is one of the most energetic teachers I have ever seen, ever. Not just in real life, but just genuinely shows and life put together. Because like in real life, you'll see teachers, they're just guzzling down that coffee. And if they're not a coffee person, they're guzzling down the sodas. Like it is crazy how much caffeine the teachers are doing. But honestly, now that I'm older, I can kind of like tell like why. Because I'm not a teacher, but I am a patrol leader in my scout troop. And yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot of stress when it comes to taking care of kids. And I can now say I kind of understand. I don't think I will fully understand until I become a mother, but I can kind of understand now. I can kind of understand. But Mr. Diggerty in this show, Chip and Potato, every single day he's putting together activities, he's putting together songs and dances and all this stuff. And it's kind of fun. So one of the factors people really liked about Bluey, it was very down to earth, but it was also very much the parents just commit to the bit every single time. And people really liked that. I prefer that about Mr. Diggerty, actually. I honestly am not a huge fan of Bluey. Now, I won't say it's a bad show. Don't go losing your head on me here. I won't say it's a bad show. It isn't. It's a good show. I just prefer Chip and Potato. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I prefer Chip and Potato to Bluey any other day. Any day. Absolutely any day of the week. I prefer Chip and Potato. Now, there are a few details that bother me and my parents alike, and one of those is Potato. It is the Snuggly. You know, the second name in the title of the show. That's kind of what bothers me about it, and bothers my mom about it, is that Potato is kind of like Jiminy Cricket in Pinocchio. You know, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. But also a lot bit. Just a little lot bit. And Potato has a very grown-up sense of the world. So, this little kindergartner, going about her life in the world, is getting life advice from a mouse for like every single time Potato has revealed herself. Throughout the show, Chip tells Potato that Potato needs to stay a Snuggly, that people can't see her. And I'm not entirely sure why, because every single time Potato got a conscience and said, no, I'm going to reveal myself to this person because they need my help, which I very much like. Gains a sense of consciousness, just a little bit. And I really like that. But Potato is also an adult. You can tell. You can tell that Potato is an adult. Like, if you were to just look up when, if you were just looking up, like, Puggy Home movies or whatever, like the Puggy Home movies, and I think you could see Potato with Chip as a baby. Where is it? Can I not find it? Okay, I'm seeing a lot of Tot. Tot is like Chip's baby sister. Okay, I'm going to like mute my desktop audio because this is like a show. Oh, this is just literally the full show. Chip's class show. Hmm. I don't see it. Oh, here it is. So basically, Chip is explaining to her mom that she can tell her baby sister a bedtime story. So Chip's gonna tell her baby sister a story. Mhm. And Chip's gonna tell her baby sister about Potato, apparently. And she got her baby photo album. So Chip's in bed with her Snuggle Buddy, but it's like a mouse. But it's not Potato, it's just an actual stuffed mouse. And Chip drops the stuffed mouse and finds a real mouse. Potato. So like you can see already that Potato kind of has a consciousness. Like Chip is very little. She's a itty bitty baby. Meaning that it was like 4 or 5 years ago since she met Potato. And problem solving. Potato already has the consciousness that has Potato already has the hoodie and hoodies up every single time a person walks into the room that isn't Chip. Already has the consciousness and the problem solving. This is not a kid. Yeah, so it was like 4 years ago. Because Chip's like 5 years old now. Maybe 6. I think she's like 6. She was 5 when she got her baby sister, and then Tot at the end of season 4 got to be 1 year old. So I really like my mom has a point. That's a little bit creepy. We are watching Chip and Potato. We're watching Chip and Potato. It is a little bit disturbing. It's a very cute show. Don't get me wrong. It's a very cute show. The thing is, though, that it might be a little bit creepy. Like, I don't understand why Potato needs to hoodie up whenever somebody walks into the room that isn't Chip. Because every single time Potato has revealed herself to somebody else other than Chip, they're completely fine with it. When Mr. Diggory sees Potato, it's like, oh, it's a mouse. Hey, you want to come over for Thanksgiving? When the Dazzles see it, it was like, oh, hello, Potato. And the shock factor was more the fact that the Snuggly was a real life mouse. Same thing for Nico. All the shock factor wasn't that Potato was a mouse. It was that the Snuggly was a mouse. It's just a little bit disturbing to me that this mouse has an adult brain, quite obviously, and is hanging out with a kindergartner. There are some times where I think that Chip might not get the wrong classes when she gets older. Because Potato might give her the answers. Potato's always giving her answers, so it might not actually be good for her when she gets older. It might not be good for her to have Potato all the time. Because Potato could give her the answers to questions, and Chip could be placed into a class that's too hard for her. And at the end of the season, Potato actually kind of switches his views, her views. Sorry, Potato is a girl. Potato kind of switches her views over to Chip's baby sister, Tot. And that's questionable. Like, I love that Potato wants to help these kids, but I sometimes think that she's helping a little bit too much. My mom thinks that it's just plain disturbing that Potato's a grown-up with a kindergartner. It's not like grooming or anything though. It's just not. I don't think. Like Potato is close to Chip, and Chip is very close to Potato. They have a very good relationship. But I haven't really seen Potato do anything questionable other than just give her answers to problems that maybe she shouldn't know. That's just my take on it. It's a very good show. It's just a little bit questionable. Just a little bit. Like honestly, I would kind of wish that I could show a few episodes, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed, and I don't want to take chances. So well, I don't know. Some YouTubers some Twitch streamers, like all that jazz. Sometimes they'll watch shows, so it's like, eh, is this bad? Is this not bad? I can't tell. I'm leaning towards no, but it's just conspiracy theory, I guess. Like we can definitely tell that Potato is an adult. Definitely not a kid hanging out with another kid. We absolutely know that. And I'm not entirely sure why Potato is just kind of there. Potato is constantly getting like food from Chip and her family for the price of literally just being there. And the price of giving advice every once in a while. Like, Chip will ask for Potato's opinion sometimes. And, like, that's basically just free food right there. Hmm. I also really like My Little Pony, just like ironically. One of the kids at school, like, makes fun of me. What am I building? I can actually, like, go downstairs. Right now I'm building a bedroom. I actually built a house that's meant to kind of look like a foxy building. Like my sister really likes to build buildings based off of animals, so I decided to take a page out of her book. Like, on the outside, it might need a few more white accents, but the goal here was to make, like, an orange tail and have, like, the white staircase be, like, the fur, I guess, on the outside. Like, I don't know how foxes work, but I think that's how they work. I was also thinking of a little bit of, like, concrete powder and, like, just flower pots out here because, like, foxes kind of have, like, the little white tufts on their feet. You know? I've been doing a lot of color challenges lately just because I'm bored. And I feel like I need to get the creativity flowing a little bit. So anyway, Fox House. That's what we're looking at. Yeah. I was thinking that I might make a like change the roof a little bit, make it like more eerie, I guess. Like cut out this bit right here and just add two triangles on this side, but I'm not sure how that would go from a actual like architectural speaking. Like if you actually try to build this in real life, you can't exactly have flat roofs. Flat roofs aren't really a thing. Every single building needs a little bit of a slant so that the water won't sit on top and the roof fall in. So if I tried to like make this flat and have two ears, well then half your water is going to come down the slope into the lake here. And that's good. But the other half's going to fall down this way and sit on the roof all nice and neat until it eventually collapses. Yeah, I know. Like it's Minecraft and there's not really any disadvantage to making it look pretty. But whenever I build houses in Minecraft, like, I'm trying to make it kind of close to real life, just a little bit. I don't know. I think I'm going to leave it, but I'm going to build out the ears and see how that looks and choose if we can get rid of it later. I feel like that's fair. Put it back like this. That might be too tall, actually. Oh, that's a slab. I just got a crazy idea. Okay. Hmm. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Think honeycomb real quick. Point it up a little bit. Down, down, down the road. There we go. Oh. I will admit this looked a lot better in my head. Hang on. Eh. Yeah, the middle part can go, but I don't think this ear is what I was meaning for it to be. This ear is not good. I'm not entirely sure how to fix it. I think the white is a little bit too overwhelming, so might need to add some more white accents to the actual building part. Just add like a few architectural flourishes. Maybe, um, well, I guess I could think about it while I'm still breaking this roof. Like, I guess a couple of windows? Maybe some shutters? Yeah. Like, up here is the window to the second floor. So, like, I'm not entirely sure what to do. Windows might be a little bit too overwhelming. Well, thank you. I've been building for a really long time, and I'm kind of in a lot of art. I've taken a lot of art theory classes in my school. If you've ever taken like an art class in like college or high school, then you've probably done like a color wheel. But like at my school, we're very proud of like our fine art stuff. So like our curriculum doesn't just consist of the general like 8 or to 10 color wheel. No, we have like 6 colors per color. So like red to orange to yellow to green, all the stuff. We have like 6 reds. We have 6 oranges. Getting more into the next color to the next color to the next color. So that's like 60? It's like 60 something colors. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure about this year. I think it should like tuck in a little bit more. Tuck in a little bit like that. Hmm, it's kind of nice actually. Now I guess just copy it on the other side. Easier said than done. But we know it begins on this side, right? So that's something. 2 up. I think sleep. Is it 2 behind or 3? No, it's 2. Ah. Okay, 2 up. Like, okay, I see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, perfect. 4, 5. Well, this is a very basic shape actually. this looks kind of wrong, but it might look more right as I build into it. Is that even? I think that's even. Yeah, I think that's even. I'm gonna add a little something. Going to add, because I feel like it needs that middle part. Just a little bit. So just knock that up a bit. Sand, sand, sandy sand. There we go. It's actually kind of cute. I think I'm gonna add more honeycomb actually. This was a good choice. Nah, nah, honey, I'm good. I could have another, but I probably should not. I got somebody at home, and if I might stay, I might not leave alone. The Slick Home Free, I think, is the band. Do a lot of acapella. I'm gonna do something crazy. Just gonna add buttons. It's literally, I'm gonna just add buttons. Oh. Oh, this is off center. Uh oh. Okay, I can fix it. Right? Yeah, it's fixed. Out, 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 out. Go away. Uh-oh. Um, where'd it go wrong? Hmm. Well, this is wrong. But I don't think that's what's making it off center. Is it the ears? Are the ears the problem? 2, 2, 1. Oh, this side's too big. Right here. There we go. Oh. It's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop. Aha. One, two. I think that looks more wrong. What did I do? One, two. Okay. 1, 2. Right? 1, 2, 3. So this. Mhm. Okay. So right here. Done. Please be done. What? What? Ah! Come on. What's wrong now? She's not a big enough block of mess? Does that look right? Looks right to me. Yeah, I think it looks right now. I think we're done with that. Jeez Louise. Oh, now we still gotta fix this. Oh, ah. Okay. Well, the ears are right now. But there's... You're kidding me. I'm gonna be spending another 2 hours on this, aren't I? Well, let's get started. Only takes longer if you don't get to work. Out. Boop, boop. Out. And I lost my honeycomb. Okay. Done. 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 Don't lose the plot. There we go. I can just take that, because that's actually part of the plot. I guess I could just add a little fluff of hair there, but no. Now I know, and so now I'm gonna always know. I'm going to forever and always know now that I know in the first place. Goodbye, bad roof. Yeah, I knew this was off. I just kind of ignored it. Thought I counted wrong. Didn't. I did not count wrong. Here we go. That's beginning to be better. Now I just gotta, like, actually fix it. Oh no. Oh no. Is this gonna mess up, like, my entire building? It's just one piece of sand. For right now. Yeah, this is gonna mess up my whole building. Ugh. Ignore it. I'm ignoring it. I'm hitting ignore. That's not terracotta? I thought it was terracotta. Just, is it red terracotta? Nope. What is this block? What did I use? There we go. Jeez Louise. This is gonna mess up my entire building. Just gonna move everything back one. You know what? I don't care. I'm gonna put on some music, and I full on do not care if it gets copyrighted. I just don't care enough at this point. I am not sitting in silence yelling at myself for the next 2 hours. Not doing it. I'm telling you right now that the songs on this playlist curse. I personally do not curse. The songs do. Why is my music muted? What is this? For some reason the video is playing, but I can't hear it. And no, the mute button is not on. I guess I'm playing it on my phone then. Nothing is going to stop me at this point. Absolutely nothing. You can? You can hear the... Really? It's very quiet though. What the... Why can't I hear it? Putting my music up to full blast. What? Why is it so quiet? Well, there we go. Well, now I can hear it, and now I think you can hear it. Yay! Happiness. I don't know about you, but whenever I like listen to music, I always like dance. I'm I'm tempted to sing, but I'm not going to sing because I don't want to ruin your experience. I really like the percussion in this music. The guitar is also very nice. Oh, sorry. I didn't know it was so loud. Is that better? There we go. I think that's good. A lot of the stuff I listen to is very poppy. Yeah, it does. It just doesn't always work, honestly. Like, I guess it works. I just can't really tell until it's too late. I can't really tell until like the VOD comes out, like what I need to switch. Like I have my live stream pulled up on my phone, so I guess I can check. It's gonna sound scuffed for a moment. Okay, I can't hear anything on my phone, and I'm not entirely sure why. Aha! Ah. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good volume. Thank you. That's very helpful, actually. One, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I think it's even now. Round of applause for us. Now just clean up. Just need to clean it up a little bit. Especially on the inside here. We did it! I'm so proud. Oh. Uh. Hmm. Okay, if I speak now, does it work? Okay, if I speak now, does it work? Okay, it does. Yes. 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 I honest I don't know if you watch QSMP, but I watched QSMP and that's actually where I heard of this song from like Sunny. I heard about a lot of music from the QSMP eggs. I think a lot of people got a lot of music from the QSMP eggs. It was really nice that they were like actual people, so they had like tastes and preferences, and you could like hear different things from them. The VOD's so getting muted, but honestly, I don't care right now. I don't know if it will get muted. It might just get deleted, but eh. I'm gonna put like red sand on the back here. I'm gonna keep the edge here. What's next on the playlist? Confident. I actually haven't listened to this song in a while. I thought for a second that that was lava. I was like, wait, what? I honestly feel, yeah, I honestly feel like my music is very teen core. Like a lot of the music I listen to is what I think a lot of teens would listen to. It's very needlessly confident. And I feel like a lot of teens kind of have that outlet just because school can be very deteriorating of self-confidence. I say as listening to the song titled Confidence. I have not expressed my love of ticking in songs enough. I love ticking, and I'm not entirely sure why. There's just very something satisfying about like snapping or ticking or something. Honestly, I would have my chat like up on screen. I actually tried that once, but I like a lot of like newbie streamers get like a ton of like spam messages of like, here, you can fake having viewers on your stream with this promo code. Just a lot of spam. And didn't appreciate that, so I just stopped having chat on the screen and then started ignoring stuff. I feel like this ear is kind of fatter. Like in my head, I know that it is. I'm pretty sure that it's even, but I don't know. It feels off. I'm gonna have like glowstone in here so it can shine through the wall a little bit. I don't know. Some people mind it. Some people very much mind not being on stream. Like if they're chatting in the chat, they want to be shown. Yeah, that's a little bit nicer, I think. Have a little bit of color, especially at night. I know this is gonna bother me. Like these buttons are off somehow. Yeah, that's fair. I absolutely know, especially with like visual art and like fine art, when I'm like drawing something, I'll look at it the very next day and go, "Oh, I hate this." When I was younger, my mom would literally take pictures from my room that I drew after I drew them or painted them or colored them or whatever. She would literally take them from my room and put them away in like a file before I could turn around and say I hated it and try to throw it away. So I used to have like a file of just all the stuff I had when I was like 8 years old. And my mom wouldn't allow me to touch it because she knew if I went through it, that I would try to throw every single piece there away. And the truth, that was the truth. I actually, when I was like 12, 13, I found that file. Started going through it, was like, ooh, my hands are terrible. This face is terrible. What was I doing? My mom is very smart. I think one of the smartest things she did was when me and my little brother were teething, she would actually like freeze blueberries and little slices of oranges and let us chew on that fruit so to soothe like our mouths. Like little bits of fruit that we could eat, we had to suck on for a little bit. I'm not entirely sure what else to do with this house. Like I'm sure there's other stuff to do. I'm just not really inspired at the moment. We have a living room, we have a kitchen, and we have a bedroom. I guess a house would need a bathroom, right? Probably put a bathroom upstairs, right? Mm. I play in survival sometimes. I play in survival mode when I'm bored and I'm just looking for something to do. I play in creative mode more when I'm inspired and I just really want to hang out. Because I find that in survival mode, I'm less likely to talk to people. So, like, I'll play survival mode with my friends. It's okay, I saw your message. It's fine. Where the where the tail is? Over here with the tail? Okay, but does that actually make sense in terms of design of the house? Oh, that's gonna bother me. I don't I don't know about that. I have an idea though. This might be a little bit annoying. It's okay. Okay, I have an idea. Here. Right here. Where is it? Here we go. It's a pretty good bathroom size, I think. Especially for Minecraft. I really like this song just because it talks a lot about dreams. A lot of my dreams, personally, are nightmares. Just personally. Some are scarier than others, but all of them make great stories. Oh yeah, that's like a very easy plumbing, isn't it? Just add a filter here. Tell me a story. Well, I'm going to turn off the music for a second then. One of these stories is one that one of my scouts named Human Wafers. And yes, it's disturbing, just like the name. Basically, you open up and there's a lady in a cloak running through the world, kind of like a video game world. And everything's topsy-turvy. Like gravity just decided it didn't want to work that day or something. Trees are hanging by their roots. Some are trying to hold on for dear life and still attached to the ground in a way, but they're just like barely holding on. She's running through and she has to like jump off a ledge as it begins to float up into the sky. She has to like jump off because the tree that was holding the ground to the, I guess, the rest of the ground came loose. And so it started floating up. And you can see like the camera. My dreams are very cinematic, so you can see like all the different camera angles. And the camera like kind of like moves up and you can see all the different like you see the Eiffel Tower, the Statue of Liberty, see all these different monuments and buildings and houses, just pieces of it floating up into the sky. There's a narration, and the narration tells us that it started about a week ago. And for some reason, there's a city And within the city walls, everything is safe. The gravity is still intact for some unknown reason, but researchers haven't bothered too much with it at that point because a lot of the researchers are gone. The labs are up in the sky. There's nothing they can really do to test it to see if the soil or rock or plumbing is like holding it together. This woman comes to the city, and there's no guards at the gates. The gates are just open, and she goes inside. She expected there to be a ton of refugees or people just in general, citizens or refugees from the city or outside the city who came to the city to be there, expecting it to be a little bit more bustling, right? There's nobody. Not a single person. And she sees an old man. The old man comes to her and says, "What are you doing out on the streets?" She answers, "Well, I came to this city to escape the world outside." And he laughed. "Well, you better get out of here quick. Why don't you go up to the palace? There's a bunch of people over there if people is what you seek." And she asked, "Well, why aren't you there yourself?" He just laughed again. "I would, except I'm too old to sign a contract." She looked at him with quizzitive eyes. She was about to speak again and ask him a question. Actually wrote all of this down. It's already there. No one could conduct tests after the lab's flu. Yeah, so this is like I was simply expecting more people. The refugees from the sky are in the palace. The king offers food, clothes, and residency in exchange for labor. It's a good deal. I'd be there myself if I were well enough to work. Do you need help? And the old man smiles. Thank you, dearest, but I would suggest you head to the palace. With no people around you, you wouldn't survive long out here. I don't have much time myself, but I wouldn't be able to live out a contract. Go while you still have your strength. Your eyes wander to the palace, and when you look back, you recognize that the man has now disappeared. Put up your hood and walk the cobblestone path towards what you hope will offer both a new career and home. Just like at the gates, you expect guards, but again are surprised to see no one. You now expect this to be a pattern and decide that the palace will most likely be empty save for the king. You wander the halls of the castle, trying to find the throne room, and you finally find it after about half an hour of searching. The king sits on his throne, lazily. You've heard of this king before, and he's not known to be a fan of people, no matter how many or how short of a visit. Less than a second of seeing someone else's face too much, and you make a bold move. "Your Majesty!" Keep your head down and kneel in front of his throne. "Get it over with." "Why are you here?" the king asked, annoyed. "I seek refuge. One of your citizens told me that you trade labor for living costs." The king rolls his eyes and snaps his fingers. A guard, seemingly out of nowhere, appears, with nothing but a contract and quill on a silver platter. Sign here. The guard points to a dotted line on the contract. You look up to read it, and it's a single-page document, which is a bit abnormal, but at least it means there's no secrets. The rules state, I will obey the rules of the facility. I will follow orders of the guards in charge of the facility. I am entitled to a week of training from an associate and guard. After that, any and all rules being broken are susceptible to punishments listed in the documents listed around the facility. The company is not to be held responsible for acts of self-harm or incidents conducted within the facility. There's no details about what this facility is, but otherwise it looks fine, so you sign the document. The paper begins to glow a bright golden color, and a dark shade of gold shimmers in numbers at the bottom of the page. It's a timer, organized in years, months, weeks, days, hours, minutes, and seconds. Under the years it says 10, and then switches as the timer begins to count down the years. There you go, now go away, says the king. You bow to him, and the guard gestures for you to lead, and the guard gestures for you to follow him as he leads. He leads you down a couple halls and tells you to stop for a second. He walks over to a torch on the wall and pulls on it. It yanks down like a lever, and you feel the floor fall out beneath you. It's a pretty long story. This dream actually came in like 3 parts. And I actually just wrote all of this down. There are some points where I was just like, this book's getting too long, and so I just stopped. When you can finally see yourself again, you find yourself at the bottom of a chute. As you look up, the ceiling closes up, leaving a solid surface. You look down a hallway and see a person dressed in a white suit and mask with blue accents. You must be the new recruit, they say. Their mask has a sort of voice changer, so you can't tell what gender they are based on their voice. Yes, I am, you say. The person takes off their mask, revealing a man with tired eyes, almost gray skin, and a frown that could beat Grumpy from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. He takes a cigarette out of his pocket and a lighter, then begins to smoke. After a puff, he grumbles, "Follow me." Then, without looking back to check if you are in fact following, he heads down the hallway. The ceilings are surprisingly tall, and the halls are winding with a ton of doors neatly linked together. The man stops in front of a room and gestures you forward. The room is huge, with conveyor belts in rows and workers boxing up small packages. You hear a sharp crack and a grunt. Your head snaps to the left of the room, and you see a black man and one of the people in white suits. It looks like the white suit is whipping him. You look around the room, and with every crack and yell, no one moves. No one stops working. Not a single person makes any expression to tell that they realize what's happening. All the workers are in a light blue set of clothes. It is only now that you realize that at some point your own clothes were changed as well. Look back at the smoking white suit man, and he tilts his head towards an open space in the line of workers. Getting the hint, you take your place. Upon further inspection, you find that the small packages are cookies. Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, and an assortment of fruit flavors. Your fingers fumble as you try to keep up with production, and flinch every time the whip cracks. The minutes crawl by like hours until you hear a different kind of sharp sound. A whistle. Suddenly the conveyor stops. The drones of people around you pull up their light blue hoods and kneel on the ground, forehead to floor. With a hesitation, you follow suit, pulling up your hood and bowing your head. Camera switches to a dissociated POV. A man in a navy blue suit walks down the steps of a stage into the production area. "What is going on here?" he asks with a calm voice. The white suit in charge of the workers' punishment pulls off her mask angrily. "Marcus," she snarls his name, "ate our stocks." She glares at Marcus, who glares right back. The navy suit man looks at Marcus. "How much?" Marcus softens his gaze and looks up at the man. "3, sir. 1 packet." The man smiles. "How many lashes has she delivered?" Marcus glares at the woman. 43. This witch gave well over what she was owed. The woman hits Marcus again. "Make that 44!" Marcus yells. And he rushes the woman and punches her, knocking her to the floor unconscious. His eyes widen. No, I didn't mean to, no." The navy suit man straightens his posture. "Sorry, Marcus. Rules are rules." He snaps his fingers and a golden scroll appears before him. "Sir, please. I've 1 week left. I've followed all the rules. For almost 10 years, Zay's been bullying me for over 6. Just waiting for the moment I slip up. I promise I won't do it again. This last week I might even be able to go on without her provoking me. Please don't tear my contract." The man looks Marcus in the eyes with a saddened look. "I'm sorry, Marcus. Rules are rules." I do read a lot. Funny story, when I was in 6th grade, we read the Odyssey, and I was like the only person who could do a boy's voice other than a boy. So there's like 20, 30 guys in this book, and we only had like 4 boys in our class that was willing to voice act. So I got very excited when there was actually finally a girl part, but it got snatched up by another girl every single time. And so when I was reading, I was always a guy. By the end of that book, I ended up reading over 20 guys' voices. And some of them turned out to be like French, English, some of them were Scottish, because I literally could not do 20 guys' voices without breaking into accents. Literally impossible. And so some of my classmates actually said, like, "Why'd you make him French?" And I was just like, how else do you expect me to do it? You expect too much of me. Yeah, it's funny. A clear rip of paper fills the room. This is the sound that finally gets a reaction. No one speaks, but a couple of them tense or stir. The navy suit leaves and blows his whistle on the way out. At once, everyone stands up. Some get back to work, some take off their hoods, but all of them look to where Marcus used to be. You finally get the hang of boxing cookies after the hour is up, but your mind can't stop swirling. Where did Marcus go? What was that paper? Yours looked a lot like it, so if you break any rules, could you suffer the same fate? At last the shift is over, and everyone makes no effort to stall getting out of the factory. The guard with cigarettes comes over. It smells like he's taken the liberty of having a couple drinks. He acts like it too. He slurs a few and then mutters, "Slum first day, eh?" What happened to Marcus? You blurt out. The man's laughter stops abruptly. Some kind of binding magic. That scroll you signed? That's the thing that'll tell you if you make it out of here. Some of the rules here are no joke. Some broken rules end with a tattered scroll, some with physical punishment. Neither one is good. He wraps his arm around your shoulder. My advice? Follow orders. I'm only your guide for this week, but if any guards decide to try and bully you, find me. I'm one of the few that haven't been corrupted with the power yet. Yet? The man sighs. It's only a matter of time. I've been here a couple of months. I'd say give me a year at most. He takes his hand off you and begins to walk down the hall. I need to show you your room. He turns his head towards you and gives you a big smile. You'll love these kids, he says with a sarcastic tone. About 30 doors down, he stops and gestures towards the entry. Here you go. Try not to make any enemies. Then he leaves. You step into the room and find two young people on one set of the two bunk beds. The boy on top of the bunk is blond with a green cloth around his neck. The girl has dusty brown hair with a blue cloth around hers. You must be our new roomie, says the boy. He jumps off the bed and lands neatly on the floor. He pulls a pink cloth out of his pocket and takes your arm. In a couple movements he has it wrapped around your wrist like a bracelet. What's the cloth for? He holds a smile, which seems a bit too cheerful given the situation. Institution branch. I've got farming. Leela's got prep. You have boxing. He gestures at the cloth. Leela rolls her eyes. Boxing is the worst. See, these are the kind of spams I get. Stupid. Get out of here. Over here. Get out of here. Goodbye. Boxing is the worst. The other branches have a little leniency. With boxing, you have to be on pace and perfect every time. Anyone working there is practically begging for a few scars. She shudders. I worked there about 3 years ago. The marks have only just begun to fade. You can ask Ty. It was really bad when I first got them. Ty nods vigorously and lets a smile drop for a moment. Then he snaps back into place and continues. Anyway, this is your bed. Of course, we don't have another roommate to fill the fourth spot, so really you can have top or bottom. Your choice. He turns away and climbs back into his bed. A couple hours later, Ty and Leela decide to go to dinner. You decide to spend the time in your bed, 'cause you just aren't hungry. Almost as soon as they come back, it's time for lights out. Leela props herself onto her elbow and looks at you. I'm sorry you had to come here. You shrug. It's a lot worse outside. Leela looks down. Me and Ty were dropped off here when we were 12. Our stepdad wanted us gone, and Mom couldn't take care of us herself, so she decided the institution would be a safe place for us. She was wrong, but there wasn't a way to know. Leela isn't looking at you anymore. Her eyes have drifted elsewhere. Not to the floor either, more like to the back of her mind gazing at memories. How old are you now? You ask. You don't really know how to make her feel better, so the best you think you can do is continue the conversation and add some hope. 17, Leela responds. I was 14 when I was working in boxing. You? 19, almost 20. Be 30 when I get out of here. Leela nods. May I ask why you decided to come here? You smile for a second. Gravity decided not to work. There's a lot of stage directions here. There's not really a lot of voice acting, it's just stage directions. Marcus appears in a white room. Have you read the story to other people before? I read the beginning of it to one of my online friends. I told it to one of my friends at Scouts, and that was where it got its name, Human Wafers. He even started like drawing like packaging designs like for what the cookies could go into. Started drawing like the little wrappers and symbols and everything. And all the marketing shenanigans. Scripted out some commercials as well. Marcus appears in a white room. He begins to walk, and after a few steps, it needs a little bit of refining, and I'm not entirely sure how I would continue writing it. I'm not sure how to continue writing it because it started out as dreams. Like, I've tried to add on a little bit myself. That's what, like, I think, like, book 6. Book 6 is what I made. This is, like, the last dream stuff. Takes a few minutes and he's gone. In another room lower down, you see a line of bottles on a conveyor belt. A pipe gets magically refilled with what looks like chocolate. The pipe fills a bottle, and the camera follows the filled bottle during its journey through the factory. The bottle passes a kitchen where workers are prepping ingredients, such as pineapple, strawberries, cherries, chocolate shavings, and bananas. The bottle goes to another room where a worker pours it into a mold and puts the mold into the oven. After the cookies are done, another worker takes out the mold and empties it onto a different conveyor belt. The cookies then go into the boxing branch, and the camera goes dark after a worker puts the cookies into a box and closes the lid. Yeah, that's the truth. Like, I could try to animate it, but there's a lot of detail here. So this one is one that I wrote. Leela and Ty come into the dorm room, and they're both soaking wet. "I can't believe they switched us!" Leela exclaims while wringing water out of her hair. Ty grins. "Come on, sis. It's not that bad. A little water never hurt." Leela collapses onto her bed. "Why do you think they need a diving section? We make cookies, not seafood," she says. Ty sits down on the end of her bed. "I don't know. Maybe they're expanding?" Leela sits up and looks at him. "We don't have enough workers to expand. There's no use." Ty looks down. "Not our problem. No one cares what we think, so it's no use thinking." Leela reaches over and hugs Ty. "Just 5 more years. Halfway done." And he hugs her back. "Yep, almost done." And that's the end. Ta-da! Basically, the lore for the diving section was just the institution trying to attract more workers. Like, they're having, like, if you could tell in part 5, Marcus became a cookie. That's why the story's called Human Wafers. That's why it's called that. And I guess without enough workers, like that's kind of like the hint there, is that there's not enough workers. Not enough workers are having their contracts ripped. Not enough workers are in the factory. Not enough workers are breaking rules. Not enough workers are like getting their contracts ripped. They don't have material, so they have to use more workers to get more vegetables or fish to fill that extra space. I honestly have no idea what's going on outside. I don't know why gravity decided not to work. I have no idea why my subconscious decided that people needed to become cookies in a factory underground in a world where gravity doesn't work anymore. I have no idea what is happening. There's a lot of magic. There's just a lot of magic. And just weird happening. So that's like one of the reasons I don't think. Yeah, kind of. Actually, I did take a tour at a college for like painting and drawing and dancing and all that stuff. It was an art school. I looked at that. A lot of the kids there are very passionate and they'll actually like stay up really late into the night working on their projects because they're just so passionate. I took one look at it and I was like, I don't belong here. Yes, I like art. I'm not that passionate to lose sleep over a project. I'm passionate enough to lose time over a project. There are times where I would just sit down and draw for hours and hours and hours at a time animating something. But I never lost sleep over it. Like, I used to be a lot more passionate about animating. And I used to write stories a lot more. Not that my stories ever got finished, because it's like inspiration. I'm very interested in creative psychology. That's not very telling, but for the longest time, like when I was 6, I wanted to be a ballet dancer. When I got a little bit older, I wanted to be a baker. Throughout middle school, I decided I wanted to be a musical therapist. And now in high school, I'm more looking into cinematography and hairstyling and fashion design. So I think what I'm really interested is taking what people think about themselves, taking their inspiration, their lives, their thoughts, what they want, and turning it into material. But the problem is that while that's the field I'm interested in, of like creative psychology and like art, and that's obviously going to take an art degree or something, I'm not entirely sure what job is right for me. That's why I looked at that college. So it's like animating, fashion design, theater, drama, dance, being a therapist, being a hairstylist. But you'll see in like the fashion industry and the film industry, while work together, are completely different studies. They're completely different studies. And yes, you might take a psychology class in order to get like your full major, but that's not really your major unless you major in psychology. I'm actually taking a psychology class next week in high school. It's like intro to psychology, intro to sociology. So that's going to give me more of an outlook towards what I actually want to do. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still in high school, so I got a little bit of time. Are there any questions you have right now? Because I actually have something to do and I need to like stop streaming. So I got like 10 minutes. No, it's pretty much I just need to start on dinner so that we can get to our event tonight. Favorite school subject. Does band count? If band counts, then it would be band. But I think if it's like one of the main four, like math, English, science, or yeah, band counts. If we're talking about like your typical like four, like history, science, math, English, it'd probably be like science. I really like science. French horn. Play French horn. It's the really curly one. As my scoutmasters like to say, it's the curly trumpet. And the trombone is the long trumpet. And the tuba is the big trumpet. They call everything a trumpet, including saxophones. And percussion. They say like a drum is a trumpet with a rubber on top. Yeah, once we start getting more into band season, like right now isn't really band season for me. My school doesn't really have a marching band, so we don't really have that. I do have music right now, but it doesn't sound good. We only like sight read it like once or twice. We've done like one or two songs and sight read it, so I've played it like once, maybe twice. When will you be back streaming? Probably Fridays. So something weird my school is doing like the College Now program. And so that psychology sociology class that I'm taking actually is a college class, and that's like fourth period, but I actually have to leave school and come back for like clubs and stuff. But next week it's like an in-person class, so I'm gonna have a fourth period. But I still have to leave early on Fridays. So it's Friday specific. So probably Fridays or Saturdays. Maybe both, but probably Fridays. Yeah, don't stretch yourself too thin. But I'm glad that you enjoyed yourself. Anyway, I've got to go. I hope you have a great day. Maybe